Disclaimer, I am not going to pronounce everything correctly, so if I pronounce something wrong, don't get mad at me. I'm not the most knowledgeable on Pokemon, so I apologize. Anyways, time for the video. Do you hear that music? That's right, we are doing another Pokepasta! The second one. I still don't have any Pokemon gameplay footage, so that's why I have this laggy Killzone 2 footage. But as for the creepypasta, it's going to be my friend BMFG's Twisted Metal Black footage. And with that, you should subscribe to BMFG, because he so graciously let me use his footage for this video. Anyways, the creepypasta we are doing is called Recked Blue, and oh boy, is it going to be a doozy. It ain't bad. It's not bad at all. Anyways, enough talking around and stalling. Let's get on to this creepypasta. I was about 12 when I got it. A Pokemon Blue cartridge of my own. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't my first Pokemon game. I had Yellow and Red. I was in a pawn shop, looking around for anything interesting. I've been here before, trying to find Generation 1 Pokemon games, but I never had any success. I walked over to the video game section, they had a whole stack of old games. I spotted out a blue cartridge with the sticker ripped off. In the middle of the pile, I asked if I could look at it, and employees opened a glass cabinet and handed me the cartridge. I was curious of what game it was, and it was only $2, so I bought it. The next day I pulled out my Game Boy and inserted a cartridge, and a Pokemon opening started. Pokemon Blue, I said excitedly. Right off the bat, I could tell something was wrong, as the opening theme had sounded rather off. It sounded like the Pallet Town theme sped up. It bugged my ears a little, but it wasn't that loud, as a Game Boy's max volume isn't that loud. I completely muted the Game Boy. I was still thrown off by the weird opening theme, so I pushed continue. There was no save file. That's strange, I thought. Wouldn't there be no continue option if this was true? I thought about it a little longer. Then I pushed new game. An Oak's figure appeared as it should. He gave his normal, dramatic, boring little speech about how he's told to fulfill his dreams, blah blah blah. And then I decided I could turn on the volume again. So I turned it about mid-volume to check it was safe. And sure enough it was. Everything in the game seemed normal up until after you defeat the arrival for the first time. Instead of saying his usual jerky remarks, he said, "Good match." That's weird, I thought. Again, the game was normal until I fought him at Cerulean City. His first line was a bit off. He said, "Let's fight, buddy." Okay, now that was definitely wrong. After I had won the battle, he said something I thought was very creepy. He said, "I know." Know what? I thought to myself. So this time I prepared for the next time I'd battle him. And I knew that all my Pokemon would at least be 5 levels higher than his. When I got to the SS Sand, I went straight for the area you battle him. Another weird text box appeared. I won't lose to my best friend. The battle started and ended rather quickly. I sent out my starter Blastos, which I had recently evolved. I knocked out his team with ease, but his last Pokemon, Recked, was even stronger than his starter. Even so, I knocked him out with 2 water gun attacks. Recked has fainted, so after that I continued on my journey to become the champion. Everything was normal until I got to the Elite Four. I walked up to Laurier, the first of the Elite Four, when the Pallet Town music started playing. I found this creepy because that's not the set of music theme for that specific area. After I defeated Laurier, the music continued. When I walked up to the final Elite Four, Lance, the music sped up to a rapid pace, reminding me of that evil opening theme. Lance sent out his first Pokemon, Dragonair, but instead of it being level 54, it was an outstanding level 64. I knew it wouldn't matter, because my Pokemon were level 70 and above. I finished the battle rather quickly, anxious to see what my rival was going to say. I walked up to him for the final battle. "I know," he said, followed by a second message. "I know your weakness." I was confused, but continued playing. Just then, the battle started, and as I half expected, the Pallet Town music was playing. Only it was slow and soft. My rival sprite was different than his usual check-me-out pose. He was sitting down, crying, or I thought he looked like, but I could tell because the graphics back then were terrible. Anyways, the battle started and ended. As expected, I won. After the battle, he said something that made my skin crawl. He said, "Your weakness is passion. You care too much for your Pokemon." Just after the text box went away, my rival walked up to my sprite and one last text box came up. "You lose." I was just staring at the screen at that moment, fascinated by this twist in the story. Then something strange happened. I warped to a dark room. I opened the menu to see if I could use Flash, but there was no Pokemon option. When I closed the menu, a text box appeared, saying, "See? Your passion and dependence on your stupid Pokemon caused your loss." Loss at what? I thought. Then the text box disappeared. The screen was black. I opened the menu again and checked the player card, and the sprite was different. He was sitting down, crying. So that was Pokemon Recked Blue. Honestly, not a very bad creepypasta. I think this was actually pretty good for a Pokepasta. It wasn't unrealistic. It actually felt like a believable story. And I wouldn't say it's too cliched, and I haven't really spotted any cliches at all. I'm pretty sure there could have been, but at the same time, I haven't seen any cliches, so it's really up to you. Everyone has their opinions. But yeah, that's all for today's creepypasta. I might do another one soon, and I will see you guys later. See ya.